I am Angel Amoroso, and welcome to Angel Amoroso versus Show 7, Episode 7, Round 7. Angel Amoroso versus Veetard, the obsessed online harassing warrior. We're going to get this underway pretty quick. Let's first go to my Facebook, which is my favorite thing to do while we're doing our live stream here. And we're going to go down to a post from Twitter that we found the other day from our friend V. Let me just read this for you. V Infuso. I'm being stalked by the person who claims I'm gang stalking them. Okay? And V claimed this because I went on to his Facebook profile and shared all of these photos, as you can see right here, and posts that included me in them. He posted this on Twitter at 8:34 a.m. on July 6th. Now, what I find amusing about this is that this attention-seeking bitch, he unblocked me on this account on the third day I got it and had the nerve to send me a friend request. And now he claims that I am stalking him because I shared posts from his page that I was in. So now, obviously, that's stalking. As he tried to persuade people to believe him in a lot of other lies that he's already told, here goes another one. So the video that live stream from yesterday, Angel Amoroso versus Veetard, the social slanderizing skank troll warrior, was taken down. It contains content from NBC Universal, who has blocked it on copyright grounds, which I totally understand. I was just kind of pushing it to see how far I could go. It was about this commercial right here. I play this in the beginning of the live stream because I thought it was relevant to the topic. And I'll read this to you right here. I commented on this. It's jokes about child molestation should not be tolerated under any circumstances, no matter who is telling it. Now, this was a joke in very poor taste from Saturday Night Live as to where The Rock, was a evil scientist and created a child molesting robot. So, and people were laughing at it. The whole SNL crowd really got a big kick out of it, and they laughed at it. I don't see what was so funny. I was very offended by it, and I played it in the beginning of this live stream because it kind of went along with the topic of how these kids were behaving as my video went on. Angel Amoroso versus Veetard, the social slanderizing skank troll warrior. During this, you can listen to them make comments and jokes about it. And it's almost like a desensitizing of society about child molestation and the jokes that people are allowed to make in reference to it, that I think some very bad humor. And like I said, I can't believe SNL got away with it. And I can't believe that anyone would be able to get away with it. However, the live stream was taken down, and now we erased the beginning of it with the NBC material, and it is back up and ready to view. So if you guys want to, go back ahead and take a look at it, it is back up on YouTube. So now I'm just going to go to the YouTube. Let's see. I'm going to go to the Social Injustice Warriors YouTube once again. We're going to search that so that we can get the comments that were left under all of these other videos that we've already viewed. So first, let's start off with the Angels release video comments and see what some people had to say. We're going to stop this so that we don't have to hear any of that nonsense anymore, because now you're going to have to hear the comments and that nonsense coming from me. So here we go. Top comments. I don't know. Okay, well, newest. We'll go with the top comments first, I guess. Okay, so this one was pinned by the Social Injustice Warrior 7 months ago. So Cal Chris says, FYI, so people understand this. This channel is built around V's content. If you like it, awesome. Otherwise, there are hundreds of other channels out there that will put up with your demands. This isn't one of them. I know for a fact V appreciates every single subscriber and Patreon donator, but this isn't Burger King. It's not your way every day. Okay. A little bit of a big head for someone with very little subscribers. And V says, holy shit, holy fucking shit. This is by far my favorite comment ever. 100%. I love my subscribers, but I lose my validity if I'm trying to cater to their every single need. I don't think anyone asked them to do that. This Christopher Black says, Mike Henry, who does the voice of Cleveland on the Cleveland show, blah, blah, blah. I don't think that comment has anything to do with what we're talking about. Okay, Threx, Stable Ass Scales, I don't know, says, I do like Angel, but I like V more. And this isn't fair to him. It's not fair to him. I am V's fan first and foremost. And I may criticize something, but I wouldn't dare dictate what V should do. Okay. Token Dave says, you'll forgot flat top and dreads as the black hairstyle, LOL. Don't know what that means. Back to Christopher Black. Oh boy. Here we go for a refest. Maybe. Was that Patreon subscriber you're speaking on. That's Christopher Black. Look, man, I had my personal conversations with her, referring to me. I have my opinions. You have yours. I definitely don't think you owe me anything. I really don't. You probably shouldn't even post this publicly. Maybe I misunderstood. We didn't really speak on this personally, and I apologize if I caused an issue in any way. Now, if you guys read the private messages that he sent me, Christopher Black, you'd know that he was kind of an antagonizer on the whole subject. Reading more, not to be that guy, but do have partial form of cerebral palsy, so feel bad for him. So next time I don't quite understand exactly how things I say come across, especially over text, I wouldn't expect one to cater to me. We just had a misunderstanding on my part or something. There's no hard feelings towards anyone. It wasn't a misunderstanding. He was actually just picking up for me because he realized that V was going behind my back in groups while I was sleeping at night and posting weird stuff, talking behind my back and trying to make me look like shit. So there was no misunderstanding. SoCal Val says, already working on a new intro with disclaimer. Work on a catchy jingle for Black Friend Allen. And Samir Draven, who has now changed his name to Sammy Frankenstein because he's obsessed with George Frankenstein's son, and maybe she should know that. Real disturbing stuff. He says, you're an ass for insulting Angel. Mind you, this was 7 months ago. His tune has changed since then, so we'll get real funny into those comments and stories later. And then V says, I know, I'm the bad guy. It seems to be my gimmick these days. His gimmick. Alrighty. Like, he's a wrestler. It's his gimmick. I'm going to go to the next video here, if we could just find it real quick. There was an interview with Brian Zane, not too many comments under that. We're gonna see what the other one was, the Angel versus Foley video. So we're going to see if we can find that and go through those comments. Oh, because let's not leave anything out. It's a shitstorm. So why not just go on and read everything, right? Everyone's shit ass little opinions that no one cares about. Okay. Let's move down this page. I'm sure there's a lot more interesting comments here. Oh, okay. Here we go. Top comment. Okay. Mr. Happy 0121 says, this hooker, do a little research about her. Leave it at that. Okay. Now I'm a hooker. Joseph D says, so she was a ring rat that slept with many other wrestlers while she was underage, but she is only calling out Mick publicly. What the fuck? What about says, exactly. This shit is just another hustle. Capitalism at its finest, profiting off of outrage no matter the history of the hose. Christopher Black says, she called out Stan Lane and Ric Flair, Arn Anderson, Paulie, and several more. She's calling out Mick Foley because he pretends to be totally innocent and is a spokesman of Rain. See, that's when Christopher Black was actually paying attention a little bit. Michael Kia says, unless found guilty in a court of law, Mick Foley is innocent, and that's really the end of the matter. I guess he has some kind of legal degree to be given that kind of whatever. Bruiser Brown says, it's like I'm trying to watch this video, but the fact that it's paused like every 10 seconds had made me lose interest. And I agree with Bruiser Brown. They made a 40-minute video into 2.5 hours of complete nonsense. So I agree with that. The Gala Moth says, what a perfect time to call out Mick Foley. Was it at the Red Roof Inn, LOL? Hashtag S605 Super Podcast. Now, I wonder by that if that was Tom Robinson saying that. Zelded123 says, please, for the love of God, don't let this be true. I've already had to end my fandom for you guys could Rurouni Kenshin and considered I loved it since the age of 9. It was a hard decision to make. I've already warned 3 friends who have kids and one expecting her first in the summer not to expose said kids to Dan Schneider shows. I don't want to add Mick Foley as another person whose work I can't enjoy anymore. Well, I'm sorry, Zal did, whatever. But he should be sorry. Victor Rand says, that's a low move, Angel. Also says, who wants to be that husband? Wife drives him out of the cold to visit her ex, makes him hold a sign. Rodimus says, if Heyman was the one passing her around the locker room, why didn't she call him out? Or was Mick just low-hanging fruit, so to speak? Not being disparaging, just wondering. Christopher Black again says, fuck Siri. Who knows what that means? And then goes on to say, when she said all Hall of Famers are pedophiles, which I never said, by the way, I never said all. I said all the ones that I was speaking of, not all of them. When she said all Hall of Famers are pedophiles, I can almost guarantee you it was a comment that she said out of emotional rage, and she didn't mean it 100% literally, all of them. She was just clearly upset. Yes, it was a messy situation. I hope none of the children were traumatized at the bookstore. I heard that some were crying ultimately, and none were crying. I just said that. Ultimately, I just hope that the whole situation isn't true. It just all sucks. I think that regardless of what's going on with shit, all remain supportive of Angel as a human being, not accuse her of trying to make money off of this because she said it for years. And if we don't have anything nice to say about her, then just leave her alone. Well, that was just about some of the best advice that Christopher Black had ever given to anyone. And a lot of people should have taken his advice. They should have just left me alone if they didn't have anything not just supportive to say. You don't have to support me, but if you want to know something and you want to ask a question, know how to ask a question and treat me like a human being without disrespecting me or going off on a tirade about calling me a whore and what kind of hooker I am or rat or whatever, because you're not going to get an answer that way out of me, and I don't know who you would get an answer out of behaving like that. So moving on, V says, she said this multiple times, unfortunately, though, as if that's something not proving my story to be correct, because I said it so many times. And I've told this story so many times, including on his own podcast, yet he still has questions about it and misunderstands one single thing that I said for some reason. To go on, Christopher Black also comments, yes, she has and will continue to do so. She's clearly pretty damaged from this. I know that she said it multiple times to you personally, to me personally, and she has mentioned it several other names, workers in the business as well. She's not the kind of person that just wants to go around and make children cry or scare the shit out of them. I don't believe that. We both know how she can be when she flips that switch. She got tired of her stuff being pulled off the internet and censored or being deemed spam and finally flipped the fuck out. ABD, I don't know what that means, giving up on shit who heard what she said. I don't think it's really fair to kick her while she's down. None of us were in those locker rooms. I would just move on if I were you. There's a million other things to cover on here that when what she did said with her on Wednesday. I don't know. If she wants to be a part of the channel again, that's cool. If she never wants to be a part of the channel again, that's fine too. I think it's best to just let it go, especially if a bridge is burned between two people that were friends at one point that disagreed over a sharing of a hashtag. She was even the majority of the topic of conversation before Brian Zane interview in the next live stream. That interview itself was good. It was just strange. It was a strange lead-in, and everyone on the live stream knew it. Now, Christopher Black is picking up for me because of what I'm going to play for you next. They just totally got out of hand with after the Brian Zane interview. And as I said, we'll get into that next, and I'll let you listen to it while I'm browsing through my Facebook. Bridget Brown said, I'm lying. I'm still here. I'm just watching because your content's pretty dope. Okay, whatever. Watson's Funhouse said, shame about Angel. Great personality. Clearly had it rough going of it. Hope this shitstorm blows over sooner than rather later. I know I'm pretty late to the party. Well, shitstorm's still going on, buddy, but thanks for the encouragement. Sammy Frankenstein, formerly Sammy Draven, again. And the person that's with her is one of them is a professional wrestler, Tim Warner. Like he's ratting someone out. Like I said Tim Warner's name in the video when the camera was on him. So you're not ratting anyone out. His name was said several times throughout the video, no matter who wants to say, oh, we don't know who this is and that is. I said John Rankin's name. I said Christina G. Polis. I said Patrick Walsh. I said Tim Warner. I said everyone's name. So there shouldn't have been any misunderstanding in that. However, there was, because you're a dumbass. Moving on, Andrew Kramer says, true or not, this is making her look really bad. Definitely not the way to handle it. She clearly is mentally ill, and sadly, at this point, true or not, no one is liking to believe her because of the way she presents herself. She should also be careful with the accusations, because if they are not completely true, a lawsuit could be headed her way. Horizon 1331 says, if she's 42, she would have been 15 in 1990. ECW didn't exist until 1992. So I don't know. Her story seems a bit sketchy. Okay. Never said anything about ECW in this situation. That was V that put everyone under the impression that this story had anything to do with ECW when it never did. Ken9284 says, Cactus Jack or Mankind? Probably not. Dude Love, however, ... I suppose they think that's funny. But it says show more, but obviously things have been deleted, so can't show more. Going to go back. Going to just delete these two out and go back to my Facebook, where we're looking at a post from Michael Celebrasi for Cockamooch Friday, which we celebrate every week. And I'm going to play you this interview that came from, let's see, November 18th, 2017. And this was an interview with Brian Zane. The ending was, anyway. Just give me a minute to set this up here, because I had to sort of edit it and put it in pieces so that you could hear the clips one right after the other. And this is the, I don't know, the post that they got to talk about 15 minutes for, including conversations about themselves. So just going to give you a listen here. Again, be patient with me.
Guys, if you haven't seen our podcast last night, we had a very, I guess you could say, on the show, we had Angel in here. Well, I'm sorry, we did not have Angel in here. We played a video of Angel confronting Mick Foley, who she claims has molested her as a child. But the thing is, a couple people have been attempting to disprove this online since the story is broken a little bit further. A lot of people are trying to ask how old was Mick Foley, how old was she at the time, et cetera, et cetera. But here's something I forgot to mention yesterday, because, you know, we spent so much time on that. Bring this up. There's more to the Angel story, because apparently right before all this went down, allegedly, Dr. Phil himself has been reaching out to Angel to try to get her on his show, which she has adamantly said, no, fuck you, I don't want any part of this. And now that's very fucking strange to me. No, that's not. Part of me, they go to Dr. Phil, you say yes to my podcast with Unleash all of this stuff. Like, I'm confused on the thought process that goes behind all of this. And again, I would have loved to have Angel on here to talk about this, but I don't think that me and Angel are going to exactly be sitting down for Thanksgiving dinner. Doesn't really look likely. A lot of people, like I said, I mean, to be honest, it is Dr. Phil. I mean, like, do you really want Dr. Phil to just like kind of sit there and like be like, yeah, but why would the whole thing want like that exposure? You're going on national TV, you're letting your story be told. Why would you not want that platform? Because I mean, that was the whole thing. This was basically used as a platform for her. Angel, like anybody who says otherwise, you're fucking lying to me and you're lying to yourself. Angel used this channel as a fucking platform to tell her story. You know what I mean? Like, she wants to spin the story like she's done so much work for me. I sent her a few lines to do. She said them in front of a camera and then sent them my way. Contributed a lot less than you think that you've actually contributed to this channel. You gain a lot more exposure than you think that you have from being on this channel. Because even before all of this broke, Angel Amoroso was not a Google name. It's not something you could Google. It's not something you could really search. Now it is. Yeah, now there's more information of her out on the internet. People watch my videos. They've put up more stuff of her on the internet. You know what I mean? Like, so this was a fucking platform for her. There's no reason that Dr. Phil, who, mind you, we have fucking 6 to 7 viewers, like, right now. I think up and back and forth. But we have 6 to 7 viewers. Dr. Phil, on his worst day, is going to have, like, at least 100 times that. At least. So, you know what I mean? Like, why would you not want to do that? Why would you not jump on that platform? That's the question. Maybe Dr. Phil is also okay. Did Dr. Phil ever wrestle? Is he? Maybe he's a pedophile too. Oh, that's true. Yeah, maybe if Dr. Phil did wrestle at some point in time, then he would have to be a pedophile. We discussed this yesterday. If you wrestled at any point in time, you're a pedophile. Wouldn't that be a weird segue if, like, I bring Brian on the show and, half hour, we bring him on the show and, like, I start off, Brian, what did you know you were a pedophile? Well, he's not a professional wrestler anymore. I think he only does, he manages. It doesn't matter. If you were ever a wrestler, you're a pedophile. Didn't you hear this? You weren't there last night. Don't you remember? Oh, yeah. It's a brotherhood of pedophilia, man. I just love the fucking thing that I crank. It's awesome. Jesus Christ. So, yeah, as I said, actually, let me bring up the fucking exact quote from Angel. I'll actually snapshot it right now. We have a lot of other stories to cover today. Brian Zane, as I said before, of Wrestling with Regret, will be joining us.
And here's that snapshot on the screen that you could see.
Probably not for him, but for us. Poor guy, into it. But, I don't know if I told you before, but a lot of people have been asking me, like, oh, man, how are you gonna deal with
Talk about stalking someone's Facebook.
How are you guys gonna, like, coexist? You're polar opposites. I guess the whole thing is that, like, Zane is allegedly, like, really hardcore social justice warrior. You know? I guess there's a difference. There's a very big difference into, like,
he leaves my post up on the screen while he talks his nonsense to get his attention. Fantastic. And let's just X that out and go to the second one.
Is he back? I have no idea. All right, so I'm trying to pull up this goddamn thing that Angel posted the other day. Here we go. Give me 1 second. I just want to crop it. I want to make sure that there's no numbers or anything over here. No numbers, what, like your phone number and shit? Yeah, hold on. You'll see in a second. Oh, wait. How's that?
This is just a bunch of nonsense. I come to find out that he actually had people calling me, pretending like they were from the Dr. Phil show.
I don't know how to zoom in. Okay, so technical difficulty, sorry. Technical difficulty. I thought you had to drive by or something, but it's okay. Is there a little magnifying glass somewhere in there that you can hit? On the right, on the left corner, yeah. Okay, listen. There's only... Actually, I was about to say before I got cut off. Liddy, you were saying Franny's not an emotional person?
Right now, he's putting up a post that I put up on November 11th saying only 11 people have my phone number, and I don't appreciate that one of you gave it to the Dr. Phil show. Not cool. I'm not going on the Dr. Phil show, and now he knows that. Now I guess I have to change my number. Thanks a lot. Okay? So there were 7 comments to that, and V was one of them.
There's
I oddly can't get back to it on my Facebook, but the comments were, oh, I don't know Dr. Phil, but we have the same barber. And then my friend Lynn called him out on it and said, oh, it wasn't you that gave him her number. And then he didn't answer. And somehow this post got deleted. I'm not sure why, but I got calls from Pasadena, California, and people faking that it was the producers of the Dr. Phil show. And I posted a call from there on this post that he shared that had the phone number on it and everything. And one of the calls, how I found out that it was him, is that he came up on the caller ID on my call thing. It came up as V, and the other person on the other line was pretending like they were from the Dr. Phil show. So he said got caught. So that's that.
Okay, that's the end of that clip. We'll move on to the next one right away.
We're gonna have to be like, oh, hey, Brian. So, no. Oh, I left the angel thing on screen. By the way, that's angel complaining about Dr. Phil apparently trying to get into contact with her to help her with the Foley story. Yeah, I've asked you several times. I've been like, you complain about this a lot. Why would you complain? Why would you say no to this if you're trying to get your message out there? I don't understand the logic. And like, at this point, I'm not entirely sure that there is any. Hey, what's going on, Chris?
Hitler is bullshit. The news and media manipulates you to think something else. He was trying to stop the Jewish drug cartel that runs America today.
Oh, you also read the Zionist pamphlet, right?
The what?
The Zionist pamphlet.
No,
the one that says that.
I studied the shit out of Hitler. That's why I knew what he said. I know somebody.
Now they have my screenshot up,
Your arm?
and they're talking about Adolf Hitler for some reason. So take that however you want.
For those listening, I'm not a Nazi.
And you're hearing the voice of dumbass Chris Banks right now, talking about how he's got tattoos of Hitler and swastikas or whatever all over his body. So, yes, I guess that's nice for him.
I thought this is probably going to get me blackballed, and a lot of people hate it, but I don't give a fuck because I'm a real ass nigga.
He's a real ass nigga, so he doesn't care.
Like, some shit don't make sense.
One Mexican, a Puerto Rican, and an Irish Italian guy calling each other niggas. Niggas? I don't know. Talking about Jews and Adolf Hitler. This is what they decide to do while my post is on the screen.
Have you seen that documentary, One of Us, on Netflix?
Documentary.
No, what's that? It's about how the Hasidic Jews here in New York.
Hasidic. You know what? I'm going to stop this right now just to not put you guys through any more pain in your ears listening to this bullshit.
Her husband was being abusive.
Seriously, they can't even speak.
You really do have that on your arm. I thought you know it. What's he have on his arm?
He has Hitler on his arm. What, is it like an actual portrait, or is it like a movie?
It's a portrait, but it represents evil. Like, because I have on my one arm, I have all good, and on my other arm, I have all evil.
Oh, you know? Nice. Wait, that's a great
Is it nice?
Hide it. Which one did you get first?
A Puerto Rican with Adolf Hitler tattooed on his forearm because he's a dickhead. I guess that's a good excuse.
What happened? What happened was because I wanted to get that shit out the way first, the evil side. So I had gotten the Hitler first, and so what happened was afterwards.
These kids wonder why they can't get jobs. They're getting Hitler portraits tattooed on their forearms.
So my brother was visiting my mother, and
Friggin' moron.
So my brothers, they always fuck with me. So whatever. So what ended up happening was I went.
Okay, I'm not going to put you through the Chris Banks tattoo story, so we'll end that there.
Okay, and unfortunately, it's not all. So here goes another.
Guys, I got an idea for a movie. Alright? I'm scared to ask. After the Christ 2, Holocaust War.
Now they're making Holocaust too.
And behind it, he got it. He's like, second chance. No. He has to come out of the. He's coming out of the water. He's played by Jason Momoa. He's played by Jason Momoa. No, shirtless, long hair, beard.
Just a show full of racist jokes.
Jason Momoa
With my post on the screen.
I only agree with it if we get a cameo by Allah.
but we can't see him though. It's gonna have to be an off-screen type deal.
No, you can't see Muhammad. I don't know anything about Allah. Allah. Yeah, but yeah.
Well,
I bought this song. I'm done with it, but I'm also watching NXT at the same time. So, like, if I ever get really silent to the news, that's all.
thanks. I wasn't asking, but thank you.
No one was asking.
Like, yesterday was sponsored by fucking potato chips. I guess today is sponsored by FS.
All the free promotion. Why don't we promote Angel more too? Give her a little more.
Oh god. Did anybody see that fucking that meme that I tagged?
Oh yeah, the why you fucking lying.
Yes, that shit is great.
You know, people are actually reporting it. They go over like Wrestling Insider sites and dirt sheet sites now. Angel doing shit.
Oh god. What has anybody heard from her?
No, she will not speak to me. I've offered her to come on here several times to try to explain her side. Just like people have questions.
You know, if this actually becomes a thing, it's also going to come back on us because they're going to be like, well, this person rose up, like Adrian rose up. Her most recent activities have been on a YouTube channel called the Social Justice Warrior. We'll be like, woo, here's the blessing.
No, I don't want to.
If that happens, I'll be like, oh, follow me on Instagram. I don't really think this is how we want to break out, and you know. Asshole. You just like totally cockblocked my feet. Well, they never wait, Chris, you said you just finished wrestling? Who did you wrestle? Fuck. I forgot the kid's name. What was it?
Is that so? Is that because you really didn't wrestle anyone?
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty much. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You just got done wrestling. Sure.
And that's the way people lie. He just got done wrestling, but doesn't remember the kid's name. And that was a wrap up of it was supposed to be an interview with Brian Zane. However, he only got to be talking about maybe 10 minutes through their 2.5 hours because they wasted a lot of time talking about me. I hope you enjoyed how I browsed through the Crazy Cunty Clown Posse fan page. If you'd like to go and like that, that's on my Angel Amoroso Facebook. Could also friend request me on there. Also, my Angel Amoroso Versus Facebook. Please go there if you want to follow this story. And try to make sure to like or subscribe, comment, don't comment, do whatever. Just subscribe to this channel if you want to keep updated on this story because there's so much more to tell. And as this post says, when writing the story of your life, don't let anyone else hold the pen. I believe in that strongly. And when telling the story of your life, and never let someone else move their mouth and vocalize it in order to tell it for you, because this is how it ends up turning out. And on that note, I thank you for joining me on Angel Amoroso Versus Show 7. We are done round 7, and hopefully I will see you guys for round 8. Have a great night and a great life.